Tanya Long, and I am here with new to me but exceptionally amazing Jen Nash. She just delivered a panel where she blew it out of the water. Have you ever done improv? Because I noticed you giving a lot of gifts out.
No, but as a coach, affirmation and recognition of how other people are showing up is so important. And I truly wanted everyone on my panel to feel like a team. And so I had reached out to them and tried to have phone calls beforehand. Plus, I'm so inspired when other people do things that I don't know how Alice does what Alice does. You know, Nikki I get, but even Kathy, she's running brokerages and investment firms. This is amazing stuff. But
So it's easy to be inspired. What have you taken away from the last couple of hours? Because the content has been so rich.
It's been excellent. I think the biggest thing is the inspiration and seeing someone who you feel that connection with who did it. It gives you that sense of I can do it too. And I couldn't help but come up after the talk and say I see myself in you and I want that freedom. And I've worked really hard and now it's time to put that hard work to work for me to reach for the other things, and so inspiring. Thank you.
And give yourself a quick introduction.
I'm Tammy Schuring, and I am a woman who's been making it in Silicon Valley for 3 decades, and now I'm writing a book for her and putting the capital to work to change how women can show up everywhere and know they belong. Yeah.
Well, thank you both. What an incredible day for all of us to live in our power and realize we're not alone. Didn't you say that on the stage?
Yeah.
We are not alone. So thank you, ladies.
Yeah. Look at my high tech. I need to learn. Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, how about
That's
this?
it. How about that?
Yeah? So I'm going to ask you a question.
Ask
What's
away.
the biggest takeaway you've had in the first hour?
That there are so many alternative investments that I've always been too afraid to investigate, and we can do this.
Any favorites?
I like the not having to clean toilets and tear down walls investment. So a commercial or residential property company that it's an ancillary. It's not a do-it-yourself. I don't want to be DIY, but I want to invest with women on good properties.
Now, I've always known of you as an impact person. So what does what you've just described do for you for impact?
It gives people a place to live that's hopefully healthy and safe, and we have a huge housing deficit.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, I knew that we had a great housing deficit. I never heard a number. What is it, 12 million units, something to that effect. And when you're unhoused or you're relying on a landlord, it puts you kind of in a precarious situation. So if you can own a property or condo or whatever, I think it empowers you to be on a good path.
Absolutely. Thank you, Claudia Hess, Hess Art Advisory. We are standing here just after lunch at the Women and Wealth Catalyst Summit with Katya, Libin. I met you last night at the speakers reception that
Indeed.
we had. It was beautiful.
We had a fun little chat.
We did, but it was a wonderful night because the energy was so high.
It was.
And then we came in today, and it's like
Even higher.
10x of
Yeah.
last night, which I
Yeah.
thought, wasn't healthy,
Yeah.
because there's just so much energy. We're having such a good time.
We really are.
Yeah, so we had an amazing morning here.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept registering concepts and statements and ways to stand in my power. What's your takeaway from this morning? Or one or two of your takeaways, because I'm sure you've had several.
You know what I've really loved is the tangible advice on how to actually build wealth in non-traditional ways that normally you don't hear those stories directly. And it's given me so much inspiration, particularly in the area of real estate. I was a little bit more knowledgeable on the startup investing side since I have a portfolio there. But on the real estate side, I just looked at these women and what they have achieved in just such short time frame. And it's that reminder that you can do it if you start today.
Yes.
And that's really why conferences like this and movements like this are so important, because it's taking information and allowing you to be open enough to actually create aligned action from that, and then to have the support network for that to see itself through.
Yeah, I was really impressed in some of these panels. Not everybody is an overnight success. And
Yeah.
not everybody had linear success.
No.
And similar to the conversation you're talking about, I remember distinctly one woman who took an extended gap leave to have her children.
Yeah.
And so there's that gap, and what does she do with her career? And oh my goodness, I dare say she's got a far better career now. She has a 50 million, it's not 50 million, how much was her fund? It was some tremendous number in Remo's fund.
I was very
and
inspired
she
by her
never-
story.
She never would have taken that path had she not stopped and then had to restart.
Yeah, the power pause, that's a thing. You know, I think it's there are seasons for everything, and sometimes we try to do it all in one season, and it doesn't work. But if we wait for the right timing, you know, we have more of the wisdom to actually build what we're doing,
And to
the
love-
discernment and the intuition, which she has in spades.
Important. And to love what we do. I think
Absolutely.
that time to think allows us to get very intentional about, and we've talked today about the why. You know, almost every panel, someone mentions being really clear on your why.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, tell the audience a little about you, what you do, and then we'll close out.
Sure. I'm Katya Libin. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of Jadeva. Jadeva is a private women's accelerator for divine feminine leaders that move at the speed of trust. We're building really a global movement here to help women tap into their purpose, power, their wisdom, and actualize that into meaningful wealth and impact in the world.
We need to talk.
Yes.
See,
yes,
we didn't even get here last night because there is so much to uncover through this community.
Yeah, so many dynamic people, and we're grateful to have Shama, who's been one of our founding members. She's been super supportive, and it's just amazing to see what she's created. All starts with a vision and a dream, and the right people around you to help nurture that little baby dream of yours. It needs a family.
These are important words. Dear Katya,
It's true.
These are profound words. If you're on that journey, you know.
Absolutely. I really believe that. I think, you know, souls need a family. Your business baby needs a family, you know, and there are people you meet, they might throw you a like or a comment or an introduction. And then there are other people that actually are going to like get their, you know, roll their sleeves up and actually be there with you through the ups and downs. And it's because they might feel like your legacy is a part of their legacy. And those are the kind of sisters that, you know, we want to cultivate. So we're here to help women do that, find more of their people, and really bring back the feminine energy into the world that it's begging for.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is an amazing day. Thank you so much.